Ina ate mada kota makaye pero hey you only haya de makecha owe ya wayero hey oh.
Violence against American Indian and Alaska Native women is against the law. Currently, American Indian and Alaska Native women and children are not safe from physical violence and specifically sexual violence. The danger experienced by Indian women and children on a daily basis requires immediate action by the National Congress of American Indians. The Violence Against Women Act of 2005 contains Title IX, Safety for Indian Women. Title IX recognizes the sovereign authority of Indian tribes to respond to crimes of violence against Indian women. It also recognizes the unique legal responsibility of the United States to assist Indian tribes in safeguarding the lives of Indian women. The history of federal law and policy illustrates a pattern of sexual violence against American Indian and Alaska Native women. During the Indian Wars, tribal women became targets for physical annihilation and rape. It is because of a Native American woman's sex that she is hunted down and slaughtered, in fact, singled out, because she has the potential through childbirth to assure the continuance of her people. Subsequently, throughout the eras of removal, boarding school, and forced sterilization, Native women experienced federal policy uniquely as women. The United States, according to its federal trust responsibility, has a legal obligation to assist Indian tribes in creating safe communities and in safeguarding the lives of Indian women from sexual assault. Current research by the U.S. Department of Justice documents that Indian women are not safe and, in fact, are victimized by sex offenders at a higher rate than any other population in the United States. More than 1 in 3 Native American and Alaska Native women will be raped during their lifetime. Sexual assault against Native American and Alaska Native women is not met with uniform response, and the challenges faced by survivors at each level increases the likelihood of impunity for perpetrators. Federal statistics further indicate that most sexual assaults committed against American Indian women are interracial, with more than 85% perpetrated by non-Indian men, the majority of whom are white. United States also has a legal obligation according to international human rights law. Sexual violence against women is a violation of a woman's human rights. Human rights are based on the recognition of the inherent dignity and worth of every human being, and governments around the world are committed to ensuring that all people can enjoy certain universal rights and freedoms. Under legal concept of due diligence, when states know or should know about violations of human rights and fail to take appropriate actions to prevent them, they bear responsibility for those abuses. In January 2005, the Native American Women's Health Education Resource Center released a report entitled A Survey of Sexual Assault Policy and Protocols within Indian Health Service Emergency Rooms. The findings of this survey are alarming and document a substantial gap in services for women who use Indian Health Services facilities after a rape or sexual assault. Even more disturbing is the fact that Indian Health Service does not even have a standardized set of sexual assault policies in place. 30% of service units surveyed reported they do not have policies in place for emergency services in case of sexual assault. 70% of the respondents indicated they have policies. Only 56% of service units have their policies posted and accessible to staff members. The statistics reflect a discrepancy between policy and practice. 44% of the facilities lacked trained personnel to perform emergency services, such as the collection of evidence done in a rape kit. For those facilities in the lower 48 states that do not provide emergency services for sexual assault, victims must travel long distance, some over 150 miles. This figure does not include the extreme travel distances and challenges faced by Alaska Native women. Indian Health Services could greatly reduce sexual assaults within our communities if they would require sexual assault nurse examiners, SANE, and sexual assault response teams, SART, programs within each service unit. A sexual assault nurse examiner is a registered nurse who has been specifically trained to provide care to victims of sexual assault and is capable of conducting forensic exams. To strengthen services provided to victims of sexual assault, Indian Health Services must adopt a set of standardized sexual assault policies and protocols within Indian Health Service emergency rooms and all clinical facilities. Over the past 3 years, American Indian and Alaska Native women and a coalition of national organizations have been working to develop a set of sexual assault policies and protocols for Indian Health Service emergency rooms. Last year, with the passage of the National Congress of American Indians Resolution TUL 05-101, this work became a part of the NCAI Task Force on Violence Against Women. Adoption and implementation of these policies and protocols developed by the people who utilize IHS will set an important precedence. We request your assistance in moving forward with these standardized policies and protocols to protect the victims of sexual assault and improve services to assist them. We ask you once again to support this work now that it has been completed through passage of a resolution. A nation is not conquered until the hearts of the women are on the ground. Then it is done, no matter how brave its warriors or how strong its weapons. This is the wisdom of the Cheyenne.
Ina ate mada kota makaye pero hey you only haya de makecha oe ya wayero hey